Obviously I've known you for some time, so I'm fairly familiar with your bio, but just let's start with that in case I don't want to get any little facts or figures wrong. Well, are you from this area? Give me a sense of, before we get into your legal career, just sort of your personal bio.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Broome County, and have operated my own businesses here in Broome County, and obviously served as Broome County District Attorney. And after went to Syracuse University College of Law and the Syracuse University School of Management as an adult student, and I commuted back and forth actually between Binghamton and Syracuse.
Okay. What school did you graduate from?
For high school,
yeah.
I went to Susquehanna Valley High School in Conklin, and then went to Broome Community College for 2 years, transferred to Syracuse University School of Management for 2 years, and then went to Syracuse University College of Law and graduated in 2004.
Okay. When did you get your law license?
June of 2005. I received my law license and started my own practice at that time, went into business for myself and handling family court cases, cases in the criminal courts, and civil practice as well. And I did that except for I spent 2 years at the district attorney's office as a prosecutor in 2007 to 2009. And then obviously in 2015 I ran for district attorney and won that race and served there for 4 years.
Okay, great. All right, so obviously you've got a fair amount of legal experience. Tell me about how your various experiences connect them with your ability to be a family court judge.
Well, I have the legal experience and the real world experience, and not only does a judge need to understand the law, they need to understand people in the community in which they serve. And I have been very active in the community, handled thousands of cases, but I've been very active in the community, different charity events and things that I participate in, and make sure that I was with the people that I represented when I was district attorney, and that's everybody from all walks of life. And you have to have a good understanding of people, and I believe that I have those qualities, and my experience will serve me well.
Okay. What sort of skills, aside from your experience, what sort of skills do you think you possess that would make you good at being a family court judge?
You know, family court judges have to be independent. They have to make sure that they don't choose one side, favor one side over the other side. So you can't have favoritism. You have to have a good judicial temperament, be able to look at all sides of a case, keep obviously an open mind. And in family court, the entire existence of family court is to do what's in the best interest of the child. And that's what you have to do, and do that without fear or favoritism to anyone, and make sure that you do what's in the best interest of the child, because these are our most important assets, and somebody needs to be there that will fight for families and protect children.
Okay. Why do you think family court judge is an important position?
I think family court judge is the most important position on the ballot this year, and it's often overlooked because people think or assume they may never need family court. Well, when families get to family court, they're in crisis. They are absolutely in crisis, and they need help. So it's extremely important, because that's our last line of defense for children, and it's very, very important, this position. And I hope that people see it that way and understand that you need to send somebody there that you know and somebody that you trust. And I think, with my record being public for 4 years of how I serve the people of Broome County, I hope that they will see that I'm the right person for the job.
Now, Holly Levine brought this up when we met the other day, so I'll ask you about it as well. She herself is now part of a blended family, and herself went through a divorce, etc. And so she says she has that sort of personal experience with these sort of matters. Not to get too personal here,
sure,
Steve, but do you care to say whether you've had any sort of blended family sort of experiences similar?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a fair question, because my parents went through the Broome County Family Court system, so as a child I remember what that was like. And my wife and I are both remarried. This is our second marriage. My wife has 5 children. I have 2 children, and we've raised those children together for over more than a decade now. And we've seeing the differences in families and how to blend families and come together and, co-parent children, which is obviously important. And we like to think that we have done very well at that, and our children are thriving from it.
That's great. So let me ask you, why do you want to be Broome County Family Court Judge?
I want to be family court judge because I want to continue my fight for families and protecting children in Broome County. As you know, as district attorney, I did just that. I made children a priority. We put school resource officers in schools, the first program of its kind in the country, to protect children and teach, mentor, and protect the children, faculty, and staff in the school. So I put children first. We created a special victims bureau to specialize in prosecuting heinous crimes against children, and we implemented new strategies to aid child victims. We set up a special interview room to try to relax victims when they came into the office. We had specialized training to help us in the process of working with children. And, I even brought in a comfort dog to share with the children because it helped put them at ease and relax before they had to talk about the most horrific, disgusting facts that you can't even imagine. And we did everything that we could to minimize the effect that the court system has on children. And that's where I really focused a lot of our energy at the district attorney's office, was to protect the most vulnerable members of our community.
I don't know how much you're at liberty to do as a judge, but are those techniques you would perhaps consider bringing to family court, things like comfort dogs, that sort of thing?
I absolutely will try to bring those same programs and things that we did to help children to the family court system. It's a little different because I'll have to go through OCA, which is regulates the courts, but I will bring those ideas forward and the successes that we have and try to reach out to legislators and implement some of these new strategies that are being done in other areas, all to help children. So I still will do that. And even as judge, there are many things that you can do. We can utilize different drug programs or anger management programs. You're trying to get families back on track so they don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Family court is for rehabilitation as well, and bringing families back together, parents with children back together. And we want the parents to learn and correct the bad behaviors in their life so they can better care for the children so they don't end up back in family court. So we can do that. I also think we need to look at the backlog of cases, which was caused by the pandemic, worsened by the pandemic. It was already bad. Now it's extremely bad. It's months and months to get through cases in family court. So we need to address the backlog of cases, which I did as district attorney. We had a huge backlog of cases that we were able to eliminate and effectively and efficiently move through those cases and prevent future cases. By making good decisions today, you prevent cases from coming back tomorrow. So a lot of those strategies you can and I will implement as a judge. I have a plan that I intend to put forward, and I'm there to make a difference for the families of Broome County and to get the job done to protect children and fight for families in Broome County.
I guess the ultimate question is, and not that you haven't already referenced this, but why should people vote for you?
I think that people can see that I have a public resume and I have the experience, and they know where and how I will serve as an elected official. And I would put that resume forward, and if the people choose that I'm right for the job for family court, then I will serve with honor and humbly serve for the next 10 years as your Broome County Family Court Judge, and I'll continue to fight for families and protect children in Broome County.
All right. Is there something else you'd like to discuss that I didn't bring up?
I think you've covered it.
All right, Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.